Why, hello, and welcome back to another Unison League discussion with Elaine and Jeremy.
Hello, hello.
Today, we're going to be trying to answer the following question. Do you feel as though it's insensitive to use biblical or religious figures as monsters in the game? Examples include Noah and Moses, as well as the Athenas. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, I think you can start us off.
So, I personally am not a religious person. I'm going to preface this discussion by saying I'm not religious. This type of thing doesn't really bother me because not religious. But I think that of the few I've described and the few I can think of off the top of my head, Moses is probably the most offensive since she actually looks kind of like Moses, or what I imagine he may have looked like when he was younger, because obviously I think when he was, doing his biblical stuff, he was a little older.
Oh,
he
Charlton
was aging.
Heston Moses.
Well, he always had the beard, so I'm assuming he's aging. But then again, did they really shave back then? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and test historical accuracy. I'm also not going to attest the historical accuracy of his attire.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about some stuff now?
I mean, I think that you could. There's a certain group of people that might find it offensive, but who are really devout and who really follow that kind of stuff, and obviously they're going to find it offensive, and that those kind of things wouldn't be something that you'd want to include in a game that is a mobile game where you're spending money on stuff and referring to them as monsters and all that kind of stuff. And I think it personally doesn't bother me.
Because you're not religious either.
Yeah, but I also see why they do it too, because religion's a big part of people's lives and the world in general, so drawing on that kind of iconography makes sense because it's stuff that people can understand.
That's true. And also I feel a lot of games use gods in general because I think it's something that's easily recognizable. And I think you were kind of hinting at this when you were talking. I think the issue is more with the term that we used to describe them being monster, as opposed to something a little more neutral, like an ally summon or a general, we're summoning monsters. And I think honestly that this isn't so much meant to be bad or derogatory as much as it's a carryover from the beginning of the game when we actually had more monsters and beasts like Kieran, which actually looks like a monster, than anything else.
Yeah, now we are in the era of the waifu and husbando.
Yes.
Yes.
We are. We get a lot more humanoid or human figures than when the game first started, which is something we've talked about before. We want to see some dragons and unicorns and things.
Yeah, definitely some dragons. We definitely should have dragons. Everybody
dragons
loves
are boss.
Yeah.
How can you hate dragons? Or wyverns, which are basically dragons, but more poisonous or whatever.
What do you think about the the planetary ones that are those are technically Roman gods?
Which they stole from Greek people?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. Again, not a religious person, don't really care. But I could see how, some people might find it offensive. Again, because I think it's the term being used to describe them, that they're monstrous as opposed to, something that's, not a derogatory or a term that has a negative connotation to it.
I mean, you coming from a Greek background, your pantheon is probably used more often than anything else, honestly, in video games and stuff.
That is fair, because, we have gods of war.
Yeah.
For example.
Now it's Norse now. The Norse gods.
Oh, are they?
It was originally Greek.
And there was Age and Empires when I was growing up. They had a lot of Greek pantheon stuff going on there, especially with the later games.
I believe they got that game Smite, which is all based around gods and stuff. It's like League of Legends, but it's gods.
There's a lot. And I think, too, the other problem is it's not they're part of the quest line or something where it's help Moses, do this thing. Where it's
help Moses get to the promised land. We had to fight all these monsters along the way.
Yeah, I guess people might find that offensive, too, because it's using a religious figure in a way that they're not meant to be used or something. But, it's not we're using them in a positive light, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's hey, they're a monster, and a monster is a bad thing. They hide under your bed and eat your cookies.
Maybe they'd do something like that if it was a VeggieTale game.
Maybe. VeggieTales were good.
Fight all this junk food on the way to the promised land.
But, I think that's the bottom line. It's just, the term, analogy used to describe them is the issue more than anything else, which might be seen as problematic, depiction in general. Yeah. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that's kind of, it kind of hits the nail on the head with that.
Just terminology.
Yeah.
Change the words and it'll all be okay, or mostly okay.
If you change it to allies.
Or general or something like that.
Well, what is it in the Japanese translation? Does it
look like I know Japanese, dude?
I wonder if it's monster in Japanese, too, or if it's something else.
It's probably monster. Gonna guess it's monster. If you speak Japanese, Let us know down below in the comments if that is an accurate translation or if there's a
Yeah.
different term in use over there. Is that all?
Yeah,
That's all we
I'm
gotta say?
pretty good.
Nothing else? You're done?
Yeah.
Tapped out already?
Tapped
I'm
out.
sad. Wow. Okay. Well, if you like what you saw here today, please smash that like button until it's blue. Let us know down below in the comments what you think of our discussion. Did you like it? Do you weigh in the same way we do, or do you have a different opinion? Let us know down below in the comments. We always like to know what you guys think. Subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.